With the imminent release of the Infuse app for the Apple TV 4, I decided to take time to do an in-depth look at the Infuse app for iOS. For media junkies like me who like to take their media with them without having to worry about data streaming, data caps, and poor internet connections, and converting my movies and TV shows to whatever format iTunes and my iPhone can handle. It's too time consuming, way too frustrating. And after converting said media, iTunes and iOS can't automatically handle metadata, movie posters, and place shifting. iOS Media Player is extremely useless. I use the Infuse Pro app because it does everything I wish Apple would have done if they were in the business of selling you content and making it impossible by locking everything down. Infuse app is the whole reason I brought a 128 gigabyte iPhone in the first place. I'm going to show you why. When the Apple TV 4 Infuse app drops, by watching this video you'll have knowledge, and why I pray it comes to the Apple TV store in the near future. So here we have iTunes, and I synced an MP4 to my iTunes, and then I went into my phone and I went into movies and I clicked off the sync movie and it goes on to here. Now let's close the Infuse app for 1 second and I'll show you here that we have it under home videos because there's no metadata inside of the actual movie. It treats it like a home video, and there's no album artwork. There's too much frustration and you have to go crazy making it the right format, and that's useless to me. Now I'm going to show you today the Infuse app. So I have the Infuse app here, and you could see that all of my movies and TV shows have beautiful artwork. And down here at the bottom there's a whole bunch of network shares that I can actually grab media from. I have my NAS, I have my MacBook Pro, I even have my Airport Extreme that has a hard drive connected to it. I have the Mobile Light media server, that's this box here that you connect thumb drives and hard drives to, and you can actually connect to the Wi-Fi inside here and pull all of your movies. So if you were to load this up with movies, you'll be able to bring it with you and then load movies onto your iOS device inside the Infuse app, and I'll show you that a little bit later. I also have the Plex media server that's running throughout my house with UPnP and DLNA, so that all my Plex players can see the all the movies and TV shows that I have stored on my Zoostar. So I'll show you a little bit more about how to sync movies over onto the Infuse app. Now, if you click on a movie poster here, you also see that I have episode 1, episode 3, episode 4. It actually groups it into TV shows. If you click more here at the bottom, you can share what you're watching and everything like that. You can delete them after you're done watching them. You also can scroll down and edit the metadata. So say you didn't have the name correctly when you downloaded it, you can actually press on search and search the correct name that it should be written as, and you'll get the correct album artwork. For most of the shows, it automatically does it, regardless of it having a lot of periods in between and maybe some other name on the title and all that stuff. So I got the Nick here. I got 2 episodes here. It's just a wonderful way to see all your media. Now here's the best part. You can put it into your phone at any format that you want. It handles AVI, it handles MKV, it handles MP4, M4V, everything you could think of. Everything you throw at this Infuse app, you will be able to watch it on your phone. That takes away going and converting it with some software, throw it in on the crappy iTunes library, and then syncing it over with the wire over onto your crappy little media player that's on your iOS. This replaces it completely, and you could see why I bought the 128 terabyte hard drive inside my iPhone, because I carry all these movies. I have episode 1, 2, 3, 4. I got it all on here, and it comes with a nice, beautiful synopsis, so that you can see what the show is about. You can actually press and hold on the show, and it'll break it down on episodes, and you can delete the ones that you already watched and things like that. So we can show you now how easy it is and how many different ways that you can get all your media on. So here we have a little tab, and you could scrabble this, and you'll be able to send it over to Tracker, so that it can track what episodes you watched and where you are in time. So in other words, you watch 10 minutes of that first episode, it knows where you are. And when you open up that TV show again, it will resume where you left off. There's some settings, but I'll go in that in a second. We can tell a friend, we can follow Infuse app on Twitter, and we can visit Firecore. Now, Infuse is made by the people who actually make the jailbreak for the Apple TV. But being that the Apple TV 4 has a app store, we're expecting it to drop any day now. There's some setup guides, and you can email if you need help with it. Now, in the settings tab, you can show iTunes videos. So this video that I have on iTunes here, Maze Runner, will actually show up, and you can see how I have 2 of them here in the list. It's because one of them is from the iTunes store, the iTunes app, and one is actually stored on my phone, and I brought it over in different ways, and I'll show you that in a second. Now you can have list view, so that it just shows a list of all your shows here. You also have the option to put it in dark mode. Let me take it off list view because I like the big. You could sort by date. You can have dark mode, so everything turns dark at night when you need it for your eyes. And you also have metadata fetching. So it fetches the metadata. That's the posters and the background art, and it stores it there on your phone, but you can clear it after you delete a bunch of movies. You could show subtitles, gesture controls. Now, gesture controls is great. I'm going to show you a movie right now, and we're going to hit play, and we're going to turn my device sideways because, we watch movies sideways. Now, if you want, you could swipe across, and I'm going to show you this on the camera. You could swipe across and go fast forward and rewind by using your finger. Now, the other great thing is you can swipe up here and decrease and increase the brightness of your video. You can also lower the volume. I know it works. I have this particular file has, it's because I'm airplaying, I can't do it, but if I was to swipe up and down here when I'm not airplaying to my computer for this video, I can actually raise and lower the volume of the movie playing. So we'll hit done now. Let's go back into settings. We turn it sideways like this, and we go back into settings. So in settings, again, we have the show subtitles, if you have them. You could show the gesture controls and continuous playback, so that it goes from one episode to the next. It has the Dolby DTS over HDMI, Dolby over AirPlay. It's got great sound. It actually will raise the volume higher than your phone actually can raise. It can go up to like 200% in volume, because sometimes these little speakers, you can't hear much out of the phone. So background playback, that's so if you want, when you shut the app off, it continues to play in the background and you can hear the audio from it. And then when you hit, open up the app again, you can resume seeing the video as well. Landscape lock, that just locks it in landscape. Now there's different audio. You can have it change to different audio in different languages, subtitles in different languages. Here's a bunch of the languages here, and that is super great, and that will be fetched by the app itself. And then you can use a passcode in case you have some things that you want everybody to see. Use Touch ID and all that stuff. So that's pretty much it with the app. I mean, it's a great app. It's very straightforward, very easy to use. Now I'm going to show you how to get all of your media onto your iOS Infuse app. So the first things first, I have it here, these little dots in the corner there. And if you hit add files, you can add it all different ways. Now there's a way to add it to your browser, meaning you can go in, click, and actually type in these addresses into your Chrome or Safari browser, and you'll actually get a list of all the movies that are currently on the Infuse app. And you can also click and drag from your computer right into the browser, and it will store right onto the Infuse app, fetch the metadata, and have everything beautiful. The other way is through FTP, and you can set it up where you can use an app like this one here, like CyberDuck, and if you click on the if you put in the IP address, you just pretty much put the 10, the 0.0.1 or whatever. Let's try that again. Actually, I'm going to do it because I didn't have it here. I'm going to continue, and it's going to show me all the shows that I have already on my device. And like I said, I can drag and drop right into CyberDuck, and CyberDuck will push it over onto the device. The other way is iTunes Sync, where whatever you have in iTunes, as when you sync the phone, it goes into that crappy Apple app that plays media, but it will also show up in your Infuse list of shows that are installed. You could do file sharing, and I'm going to show you that in a little bit. That's where you plug your wire into your phone, you go into iTunes, and you actually drag the file right into the Infuse app icon. And I'll show you that in a second. Now with other apps, if you have like Dropbox and you sync a movie to your Dropbox from your computer, you can actually go into the Dropbox app on your phone and save as favorite or download it to your device, and then you can actually open in, and I'll show you that right now, you can actually open in to your Infuse app, and it will actually store right in. So now if I was to click here with the movie open, you can hit the open in, and it'll export the movie, pretty much download it to your device, and then you can open it in Infuse. You'll see the list pop up. We're not going to wait for that. So believe me, it works. I tried it, and it works pretty good like that. So now we also have network sharing, and like I said, you can use SMB, WebDAV, HTTPS, that's with security, and FTP like you can with CyberDuck, and you can go on the internet browser and put the FTP address, and then security FTP. So there's a lot of ways of sharing everything, and then you could also have a direct URL, providing that the link URL to the movie or show that you want to watch is not password protected. In other words, you can't belong to a torrent site and download a direct movie and think that the URL is going to work. It's got to be something like Google has, where they have a way to share a link without having to provide the password. So we click on the Google app. I'm still uploading the file, and that's kind of time consuming. The best actual way to put movies on to your device here, your Infuse app, is actually to go with the wire and use iTunes, believe it or not, to throw over the files. But let me show you here. I have my NAS connected, and I can got my media folder, and it will show all the folders and all the movies that I have inside. This is over my local Wi-Fi, and I have a MacBook Pro that I can actually go into user, MacBook Pro. I can go to my desktop, and I can see the two movies that I have here. I click this little cloud button here, and it starts to download them right to the Infuse app, but we'll skip over that. And we can also use an Airport Express or Airport Extreme and have a hard drive connected to it, like I do have here. And if I click that hard drive, I have 3 folders inside there. One is videos, photos, and documents. I go into that video folder. It takes a little bit to load up over my network. It has to do some checks and stuff. But you can actually put movies onto that from your computer and actually be able to hit the little cloud download button, and it will go right onto your Infuse app. So a lot of people don't know that you can actually hook a hard drive up to your Extreme router or your Extreme, Apple Extreme router, and use it as a network hard drive. The other way is with the Mobile Light Media Server. I have this little box here. It has its own little Wi-Fi. You connect different hard drives to it. You turn it on and you connect the Wi-Fi that's in here. You name it whatever you want, and you connect it to your Wi-Fi on your phone, and you can actually transfer files and actually transfer them right into your Infuse app, no matter what format, and all these instances. And you can also go into your Plex server that you have inside your house, whether it's on your computer, your Mac, your Linux, your NAS, or whatever it is, and you can do all that. Now I'm going to show you the best way to do this. If you want to take it with iTunes file sharing is a way to connect your wire right to your phone, right to your computer, and then you go into your iPhone here, right? And then you click on apps, and then you scroll down. You have to do it right here in the white part because it's hard to get to. You can't really scroll down here because it's just scrolling this. Get into the white part right over here and scroll down, and then you see your Infuse app here. And then you scroll here and you can see all the movies that are already on your device and you're in your Infuse app. And if you go to the bottom, let me make this full screen. If you go into the bottom, you'll see the add button here, and you can add it from your NAS, you can add it from your Airport Extreme drive, you can add it from your backup drives that you have installed in replace of your CD-ROM and your main hard drive, as well as seeing your connected devices. Or you can just go right to your downloads. You can go right into your desktop, and you just click on whatever movie you want and hit add. You hit sync, and that's the end of it. It goes right into the Infuse app, no matter what format, and it plays beautifully. So that is just ways to get everything in. You can also, get that direct URL, providing it doesn't have a password, and you can see the progress of your downloads. So I'm already at 80% of downloading that movie. That's less than a gigabyte. And when it finishes downloading, it's going to show up right into the list. It's at 85% here, Season 1, Episode 2. It's going to have metadata that's going to download right from the app itself over the internet. And you only need the internet connection just to download metadata and place shifting and all that stuff like that. But otherwise, you don't use a lot of your data. Everything is stored. You can view all these offline. You can see why I really want an Apple TV app. Granted, Apple's probably not going to let us put MKVs into the storage on the Apple TV. I'm sure they're going to come up with some way, or at least have it like a Plex, where you can pull it off a server or off your hard drives, just the way you do here, but not be able to store it on your Apple TV, but in fact stream it through your Wi-Fi in your home. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm open to answering any questions that you may have. I'm very quick about that. I'm going to be making other apps reviews for the Apple TV, as well as I have a controller in my hand ready to go for the Apple TV. It's the Nimbus controller, and we're going to be doing that video next. I have off all week, and I'm going to be making these videos. VLC is also like Infuse. It's a little bit more cumbersome to install from hard drives and stuff like that. There's hardly any auto discovery of network connected storages and things like that. You have to manually type in things, but it kind of works in the same way. It's not as good. Infuse, I think, is top, and I really hope you decide to use this Infuse app. Go get yourself a hard drive that's gigantic on your next iPhone, because you're going to be using Infuse and taking all of your media with you. Have a nice day, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.